So in this video, I'm going to take you through the drivers' interviews in the immediate aftermath of Abu Dhabi 2021. Jenson Button interviewed Verstappen, Sainz and Hamilton after the race, and that's what I'm going to take you through. But before I do so, I'm going to take you through what is authentic. Now, I was relatively fortunate to be born at a time whereby there was a degree of authenticity in what we were seeing presented to us on that mind conditioning media machine. The kids these days, they don't know any different, okay? But this is an authentic interview after something controversial had taken place in sport. So let's have a look at this one first before we move on to the Formula One.
When you strike that shot, you see it hit the bar, you see it bounce down, what are you thinking?
Well, I knew it was a goal. I knew instantly. I haven't even seen the replay yet. I don't need to. I knew it was. It looked to me like it was going to hit the roof of the net afterwards because it was so far over, and obviously the spin of the ball made it come out.
It's not even close.
Not even close. See, the interviewer. It's not even close.
No, I knew that. I couldn't believe it. I was a bit baffled for a minute and obviously angry afterwards, but. I don't quite know you get that one wrong. I mean, I saw it from taking the shot. The referee was not far away from me. You know, that's the way it was.
If it goes to 2-2, do England win?
Well, there's two. That would be, maybe too far to say, but for sure.
Oh, that'll be controversial, won't it?
Sure, the game's.
Okay, this is football. Okay, it happened in a split second. The referee didn't have 10 minutes to contrive the outcome of that game. That was a judgment call at a moment in time where goal line technology didn't exist. And maybe the linesman was not up with the play and couldn't tell for sure whether the ball had crossed the line. We, as fans of the sport, accepted that. But it's still spoken about in the aftermath of the event. And the correct questions are being asked, and they're talking about it in an honest manner. They're addressing the talking points, the main issues of that game. England at that stage were 2-1 down. If they'd have equalised then, the game could have changed. We see it often in football. If a team comes from behind and equalises, then they can become the team that's in the ascendancy. It could have changed the outcome of the game. It didn't. It wasn't given. But this is the way that these things work. Okay. And to the strap-on fanboy, this doesn't mean that I am crying, okay, because you don't understand how to use that term. This is just an example of a sporting controversy and how the media then talk about it, or how they used to, before we got the fake mind conditioning machine in full operation that it now is.
Different, and I think we possibly would have done because we had the momentum. We would have gone in with momentum, and the first 20 minutes of the second half, there's only one team that looks like winning the game, and at 2-2 it might have been a bit different. We was pushing and maybe a bit too desperately because we let them counter-attack on us.
Psychologically, what impact did that have, the fact that you didn't get it to 2-2?
It was a bit of anger in the dressing room. We had to refocus. I thought we'd done that pretty well. I mean,
I'm just going to pause it now and again just because it might be copyrighted material. I'm not sure.
I felt that a goal was coming. I really did. I felt like an equaliser would come. We was getting possession. We was pushing. Wayne was getting on the ball and slipping people in, and I thought it was almost a matter of time. And then you get a sucker punch.
Indeed. But look, this is live sport. Sometimes refereeing decisions are made and you have to accept them for what they are. The difference with Formula One is that what you have is the sport is neutralised due to having to deal with a safety concern, and then prior to the resumption of that contest, that sporting contest, you have to carry out a regulation. That's nothing to do with making an instantaneous judgment call where you have to view the action and immediately make a decision. It's nothing to do with that. Okay, this is a case of, right, the decision I need to make is there is a danger on the track. What do? I will deal with this with the safety car. Once you've made that, you've got some breathing room. Okay, you've said I'm deploying the safety car. Now what will happen is safety car will go on track, the cars will all slow down, bunch behind the safety car. That will afford the window with which to clear the incident and make everything safe again. And once the clerk of the course declares it all safe again, I then carry out this mandatory procedure. It's as simple as that. That is not a snapshot decision that you can get right or wrong. How has it been presented to us? Oh, he was under pressure and he just panicked and he maybe have got it wrong. All lies. It's an entire contrivance. Formula One is an entire contrivance.
Does it feel like failure for this group of players again?
Well, we haven't gone. We're coming to win. So in that term, it's failure. Simple as that.
And what about you and this generation of players? Do you carry on? Is there a European Championship campaign in the legs, Frank?
I hope so. My legs feel good.
Another World Cup?
Well, I don't know about that. I hope so. I mean, I'd keep going as long as I was wanted and as long as I felt I could do. But
Right, that was that one. Here's another one. This one's not an interview, but what it is, it's the pundits, the presented experts, talking about the event after the event. So let's have a quick listen to this.
Argentina 2, England 1. The South American Challenge stays alive. It's the end of the road for Bobby Robson's England.
Well, it's difficult to bear, isn't it, really? And particularly so because of the nature of that first goal, which I thought was a clear handball right from the start. And
See, the anchorman of the show, that is hard to bear, particularly because the first goal was a clear handball. See, these commentators, these people talking about it, these presented experts, they can talk about that back then, can't they? Why could nobody at Sky Sports F1 identify the things that are wrong at Abu Dhabi 2021? Why could none of them speak the truth?
I don't know whether you saw it quite like that to begin with, Emily, did you?
Well, when he's gone, I thought he headed the ball, but looking at the replay, I mean, it's guaranteed handball. He's gone up there. Schultz has come a little bit slow off his line, and he's got up there, and he's certainly got the touch of the hand on it. He's up there now. Jump, up he goes. And even then, it doesn't touch his head at all.
See, they can talk straight back then.
What did you think about Peter Shilton there, Terry?
For me, with his hand or not, he's such a small guy. I think Peter Shilton, without doubt, should have clattered the lot. Everything should have gone. The ball, everything. I mean,
back in the 80s when you could just clatter players. I don't agree with it. Okay, football is you just have people just wanting to boot each other. That's just not football, is it? But that's what was acceptable back in the 80s.
he plays in there. We thought he was offside, but it's our own man that knocks it in there. There, he comes there. I think that it's not even a cross; it's a straight ball, which is his ball all the way.
I sense that Maradona almost paused himself after the ball went in the net because he knew what he'd done.
To be fair, he didn't bottle it, did he?
No, he's gone for it. He's gone with one intention, which is going in to get in with it. He's got a chance to go. I mean, that makes the difference between great goal scorers.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, great. He's gone in there and he said, "I'm in with a chance here." Up he's gone, and he has handed it. I mean, we've been done by a handball, but
well,
I mean,
there's no goal, is it? I mean, that's what we're saying. I mean, we at the beginning we couldn't be sure whether it was. I thought that he'd headed the ball and the hand was there, but I thought he'd headed it. So you can't really blame Lyons for making that. But nevertheless, it's no goal. But I felt
it changed the
just
tone
the
of
same.
There you go. See, they can talk straight. They can talk straight. Now, again, the difference is a decision was made on the field of play, a snapshot decision by the referee who doesn't have the benefit of VAR, doesn't have the benefit of a TV replay. In Formula One, we have a race director sitting in an air conditioning office with at least 9 other colleagues around him, looking at TV monitors, being able to replay situations, not having to make a split-second refereeing decision, because all he is there to do is oversee that the event is being carried out in accordance with the regulations of the sport, and with his eye is basically on the safe running of the event with regard to the regulations. That's all he's doing. He's not deciding whether he's going to blow his whistle and stop the game for a foul to one team or another. He has time. And especially once you've deployed the safety car, well, all you're waiting on then is the instruction from the clerk of the course to inform you, yes, this incident has now been dealt with and the conditions are such that the track is now clear and the sporting contest can resume. Prior to the resumption of the sporting contest, you now need to carry out a regulation to restore the sporting fairness to all competitors, and then we can go again. That's nothing like an on-field refereeing decision where you have to make a judgment with your own eyes in a split second to decide whether or not you thought he headed the ball or handballed it. As fans of sport, we accept that sometimes referees get things wrong in a game like that. So, as an English person, seeing your national team eliminated from World Cups or European Championships with what would be dubious refereeing decisions, it's disappointing. But you move on. You get over it. It's one of them things. It's disappointment, but that's all it is. Formula One was completely different. Formula One was a contrivance. Again, the difference with Formula One is that you have a steward's appeal system. You also have the ability to appeal the result up to, we're told, the Thursday of that week as well. So, similar to horse racing, after the race, after the event has concluded, they can make amendments to that finishing order based on stewarding decisions. If things are determined to be wrong within that race, they can change the order, the finishing order. That was wrong, therefore we're applying this penalty. We're changing the order because that was wrong. And that is going to be the declared result. And that is possible in the sport of Formula One. And they didn't do it. They kept the result that they had contrived fraudulently. And that confirms the fact that it was a contrived fraud. So, what I'm going to do as well is put a link in the description to this video to this one, which says the biggest refereeing mistakes in sports history. And, you know, you can go through that and watch that if you want to. And just listen to the commentators, the people commentating on that sport, if it's commentary, okay, what they say about it at the time. Sometimes they identify it, sometimes the commentators miss it, all right? But you will see so many times what authentic commentary actually says when the referees or umpires get things so drastically wrong. Okay, so go and check that one out if you want, once you've checked this video out. Anyway, we'll now go to these interviews by Jenson Button in the aftermath of Abu Dhabi 2021. Now remember, Max Verstappen, world champion, off the back of them breaking the rules of the sport to set up that last lap that should have never taken place. The facts of the matter are that final lap should have been carried out behind the safety car without any overtaking. Therefore, Lewis Hamilton should be a record-breaking 8-time world champion. That is the simple facts of the matter. Brundle and Crofty from Sky Sports F1, the commentators, could not identify that. Instead, as it was unfolding, they were lying about the possibilities. Now, the man conducting the interviews with Lewis Hamilton robbed and Max Verstappen gifted that championship. Let's see what Jenson Button says. Here we go.
Wow. Well, there'll be a lot of controversy about that run into the final lap, safety car. not allowing the lap runners through, allowing some of them through, and then ending all in one go. And suddenly you had Lewis on hard tyres, have been on since lap 14, and Max on a set of fresh soft tyres.
And suddenly we had this.
Red Bull playing their opportunities there brilliantly, it must be.
Red Bull playing their opportunities brilliantly. What? Red Bull playing their opportunities brilliantly. The interviews are just about to start, but this is just a few seconds before. This is how Brundle frames it. Oh, they're playing their opportunities brilliant. They shouldn't have been given that opportunity. What has race control just done? Oh, there'll be some controversy about that. What was wrong, Brundle? Oh, we can't say, can we?
He said, and well, I don't think Lewis could have done anything about that at all.
Jenson Button is down in Parc Ferme as Lewis Hamilton comes to embrace Max Verstappen and say well done at the end of the season. Let's hear from the new champion.
Max Verstappen, you are a Formula One world champion.
It's unbelievable. I mean, throughout the whole race I kept fighting, and then of course that opportunity in the last lap, it's incredible. I'm still having a cramp, but it's insane. It's insane. I mean, I don't know what to say. These guys here of my team, and of course Honda as well, they deserve it. I love them so much. And
his team deserve it, and Honda deserve it.
I really enjoyed working with them already since 2016, but this year has been incredible.
Christian said with 10 laps to go, you might need a miracle to win this championship. You got your miracle.
Yes.
You got a miracle. Is that the best you can do, Jenson?
Finally, a bit of luck.
And Max confirms, yes, finally, I got a bit of luck. Because all season you'd been the victim, hadn't you, Max? Max playing the victim card, but finally he gets a bit of luck.
For me, yeah, insane. I also want to say a big thank you to Checo. I mean, he was driving his heart out as well today. It was great teamwork, and he's an amazing teammate.
You've given us the most exciting championship this year, yourself and Lewis.
That was really exciting. Thanks for that, Jenson. Asking the key questions here.
Lewis, this year will go down in history as one of the best ever, and you.
A former world champion of the sport claiming that this year will go down in history as one of the best ever. Jenson, would you have liked to have been driven off the track on multiple occasions by somebody who is then the rules of the sport broken for them to beat you and deny you a world championship? Would you have liked that? Oh, but it's the best ever, says Jenson. Thanks for that, Jenson.
You came out on top. Have you got a message for your team, for all the fans here that are supporting you?
Well, to my team, I think they know I love them, and I hope we can do this for 10, 15 years together. There's no reason to change ever. I want to stay with them for the rest of my life. I hope they let me, but yeah, it's insane. I'm so happy. And also, you know, Christian.
It's all insane, isn't it? It's all insane. Have you got a message for your team?
But also Helmut, you know, trusting me to be in the team in 2016. Our goal, of course, was to win this championship, and now we've done that.
Congratulations, Max.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how many questions did Jenson Button ask Max Verstappen about the legality of the safety car restart? None. Well, Max, that race shouldn't have restarted. That race should have ended behind the safety car. The regulations are that the lapped cars, there were 8 of them, well, they get released and then the safety car shall return to the pits at the end of the following lap. We saw that there were marshals still on the track as you were all passing there on lap 56. So it wasn't possible to release those lapped cars until you were on lap 57. The race director got it wrong by only releasing 5 of the 8. And then he brought the safety car in immediately. That last lap was invalid. Oh, but it's for the best, one of the best seasons we've ever had. You didn't say anything like that, did you, Jenson? We'll carry on.
The goal, one title for Max Verstappen. How many more to follow?
See again, Crofty. No, not in any way saying, yeah, but there's always going to be an asterisk over this one, because that was an illegal restart. Oh, is this the first of many?
Lewis Hamilton with 7 world titles. Could have been an 8th. We'll hear from him in a moment. Carlos.
Could have been an 8th. Finally. Finally, they've not acknowledged the 8th.
Sainz is next to speak to Jenson.
Carlos, I mean, I'm not sure you expected a podium, but I'm sure you'll take it this weekend.
Definitely take it, yeah, especially...
Now, context for Carlos Sainz. Ferrari would have gone into that race. In the 2021 season, Ferrari weren't competing for either of the Driver Championship or the Constructors Championship. That was between Red Bull and Mercedes. The top 4 positions were occupied by Red Bull and Mercedes drivers. So Carlos Sainz became the best of the rest, effectively. Okay, Carlos would have been pleased that he'd beaten his teammate Leclerc and essentially been the top driver outside of the top 4 positions that are occupied by the 4 drivers from the top 2 teams. So that was a major achievement for Carlos Sainz. And I think he went into that race, did he go into the race 7th in the championship and came out 5th? Something like that. So by coming 3rd in that race, it was quite a notable thing for Carlos Sainz. So I think Carlos Sainz is focusing on what it meant to him personally, the personal achievement that he had, and therefore I'm not expecting him to identify the corruption. I will absolve Carlos Sainz of anything relating to that. He's focusing on how it impacted his season and his World Championship.
Yeah, after everything that unraveled in that race with that late safety car, we were in the right place at the right time all the time with a good pace, and yeah, a podium to end a magic season, first season for me in Ferrari, P5 in the championship. I think, yeah, I took it all today and definitely enjoyed it.
But you had the pace today. The car looked good. Your pace looked very strong.
I was very strong today from qualifying yesterday. That I did a good lap today going into a race. Already laps to a grid, the car felt really good, and yeah, to put together a strong first stint, a strong sting on the hard. With the safety car there at the end, the nerves were high, but yeah, we managed to keep it together and yeah, enjoyed it.
Jenson Button, but you had the pace today. How far was Sainz behind Perez? A long, long way. Oh, how come you come 3rd then? Oh, Perez retired. That was rather suspicious when he retired at the beginning, well, the end of lap 55, when they were lapping behind the safety car, travelling at slow speeds, not stressing the engine, looking like it should be a safety car finish, and therefore Perez on course for 3rd position, a podium, that podium that Carlos Sainz got, and Red Bull just retired him, got him out of the way, and Perez was mysterious about it. Perez was rather surprised that he was being retired. No mention of any of this, is there, Jenson?
I have to ask you about Max and Lewis. Max coming out on top, Formula 1 world champion. What are your thoughts?
I think whoever came on top today was going to deserve it. I think there are 2 great drivers at the peak of their careers, putting together a great show and
putting together a great show. Absolutely right, Carlos. Whoever came out on top would have fully deserved it. Well, not when it's contrived. You don't deserve something when they manufacture it for you to get it. That's not deserving it.
I mean, congratulations to both, especially for Max, obviously, after that mega win. And yeah, happy for him because we shared our first year together in Toro Rosso, and to see him now be capable of winning a world championship is also like a good thing for me, and I look up to it.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
Carlos Sainz, who finishes 5th in the Drivers' Championship, courtesy of that podium, and finishes ahead of his teammate Charles Leclerc in his first season for Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton's been speaking with his father, Anthony Hamilton, now talking to Jenson Button.
So, Button now interviewing Lewis Hamilton, the guy who has been deprived of becoming a record-breaking 8-time world champion. Deprived of breaking Michael Schumacher's record of 7, deprived of equaling Michael Schumacher's record of 5 consecutive world championships, deprived because the sport has just cheated him. The sport has just broken the regulations in that race, which should have ended behind the safety car. Therefore, Hamilton was nailed on to win it and was just cheated out of it. Are you going to address that, Jenson Button? What questions are you going to ask about that, Jenson Button? And again, just like Frank Lampard's goal that was never given as a goal, the interviewer was able to ask Frank about that. What do you think about that goal that you scored, Frank, that they didn't give as a goal? Let's see what Jenson says.
Lewis, it's been an amazing season to watch for everyone, for the fans of Formula One. Whether you're a Max fan, whether you're a Lewis fan, it's been one of those seasons that's gone down to the wire, to the last lap of the race. It didn't go your way, but you must be proud of what you've done this year.
No mention of the breaking of the rules. Who wrote that question? How can you be the interviewer of a major sporting event, interviewing the competitors, and not address the crux of the problem? The media mind conditioning machine. They pose the questions in the manner that they want to guide your thought. They present things in a manner that they want to guide you to think about it.
Firstly, a big congratulations to Max and to his team. I think we did an amazing job this year. My team, everyone back at the factory, all the men and women we have and here worked so hard this whole year. It's been the most difficult of seasons, and I'm so proud of them, so grateful to be a part of the journey with them. And we gave it everything. This last part of the season, we gave it absolutely everything, and we never gave up, and that's the most important thing.
You obviously started a little bit on the back foot at the start of the year, but as you said, you guys worked together, very strong into the season.
We're not interested about the start of the season. We're interested about the fact that Lewis was robbed on the last lap of the season. Talk about that, Jenson.
Didn't quite go your way, but I think we've seen the best Lewis Hamilton I've ever seen, and you seem very confident in your ability to come back next year and fight for that crown again.
Of course I've been feeling great in the car this past couple of months, particularly at the end. If I'm honest, we were still in the pandemic, and I just really wish everyone to stay safe and have a good Christmas with all their families, and we'll see about next year.
I feel it's one person has to win the World Championship, but I feel you deserve something this year, mate. That was an exceptional year, so congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Applause, cheers for Lewis Hamilton, who has ended up as the runner-up. He had words with his dad, Max Verstappen, having words with his father now, and I'm sure very different words they are too. Interesting to see.
Indeed. Go back to the start of this video. Go and watch how an authentic interviewer talks about a controversial moment in a sport and asks the competitor about that controversial moment. And then go and listen to what Jenson Button asks of the competitors when we see a sporting fraud. And like I say, I'll leave the link in the description to this video of those refereeing blunders. Go and have a look at them. And like I say, not every one of them is picked up by the commentators. Some of them, there is no commentary. All right. But significant ones, the commentators call it real time when the referee is doing something outrageous. That's authentic. That's what you expect to see when you're viewing authentic footage, authentic sport. We are subject to mind conditioning. We are the victims of a fraud, and this is how they have defrauded us. People that they've put in front of us to direct the narrative, to try and make us think about things in the way that they direct us to think about them. And I'm just trying to unpick that and help you see it for what it really is. So that will do on this one. Thank you for your time. More to come soon. In fact, I will get round to doing the steward's appeal, but in between that then and now, I'm trying to go through all the videos that are available for what took place in between the end of that race and the steward's appeal. And I think there's a couple more that I can find on Sky Sports F1 showing you what Sky Sports was saying in between the end of the race that they'd contrived. Obviously, Brundle and Crofty were lying during that race to condition us. Then we've got Jenson Button that's lying. Well, not lying, but well, he is lying. He's just conducting these interviews to direct the narrative again, to make us think about it the way that they want us to think about it. And then I want to pick out what Sky Sports F1 said in the interim, and then go into the steward's appeal. And then we'll go into what the media said about the steward's appeal. Every element of this is a construct. Every single element of this is a construct. Understand that. The sport is owned by a media company. They construct the narrative. Understand. And this is going on in every other aspect of our life. Everything that's going on in this world, the media tell us about it in the way that they want us to believe it to be. And in many cases, that's not how it really is. So, I hope this helps certain people wake up. Thank you for your time.